Well, it appeared to be, guys. The the English are not winning. I'm so glad of that. But people have actually been shown they that we have a lot of work to do. The United States of America is no longer being governed. Now we are being ruled. Where are we going? I have no idea. But I can say this. I believe that these people have got the message. They, if we push to a brink, the people of the United States of America will fight back and fight back horribly. And thank God that we have not used firearms, and hopefully we'll never do against one another. But when a president of the United States of America that is trying to rule me, the people of the United States of America, send my soldiers to kill me, and those soldiers will follow unlawful orders, that is or will be the threshold. That will be the change. They will probably will never recuperate out of that, because this is not going to be 1860s. This is going to be a modern war, and maybe some of these soldiers will follow unlawful orders, but most of them will not. Why we burning buildings, why we do all this, it's just because we have been stripped of who we are, of identity. Our identity, the United States of America identity, is being destroyed little by little. So who is doing this? Who is benefit from all this? Well, we know who. Our enemies. The enemies of the United States of America are benefit from all this. So we need to pinpoint who the enemy is. And like I said before, the enemy is who strip ourselves of our identity, and who is assigning to us a new condition. And who is these people? These people are the information technologies, the CNN, the ABC, the BBC London. What the hell these people are broadcasting in my country? And we must remember this. I haven't figured this out yet. Maybe you can do it for me. Maybe you are more intelligent, more aware, and have a better vision that I ever will have. But the way I analyze the situation is the following. Political parties in the United States of America are not the People's Party. They are private parties. I do not belong to any private party, any private club. So I am a zero. So what they doing is trying to rule me. So who should fear from the people of the United States of America? Private parties, information technologies. So we back exactly the same place that we were in 1775. We were on the same very place that we were in 1860s. We actually are on the same place that we were back in 1903, 1914, where the industrialists utilize the information technologies and pay for our government, our very national guard, to kill us. And that was the beginning of the labor movement in the United States of America. And this is the same spot that we are come all the way around, where those labor movement created by the same conditions were in turn taken over by the same industrialists. So the technique will repeat and will repeat. How can we break that that cycle? It's pretty simple. It's very simple. Education. We must educate and advance humanity. We can no longer continue having a gap in intelligence or education or conditioning, where you have right now two amazing persons from the United States of America flying onto a space, into the cosmos, on a private build machine, an industrialist build machine, and on the other side, we using the same technique. The same industrialist is using the same technique to divide us, to strip us of who we are. During the protests, or the riots, I call it, all I can hear is, "Are you an American? You call yourself American. I am an African American." That is conditioning, and you see it. You see it in the entire population. The entire population, I can say 99% of the population, calling themselves American, calling themselves Hispanicals, calling themselves white. Today I was at a love truck stop. Something is happening with these love truck stops. They had a television on, and this lady was chatting with her co-worker about the current events right here in Polk County, where I am right now, Polk County, Florida. And this guy came in and injected himself into the two ladies' conversation, and started completely disassembling them for no reason, saying the people who attack him and burning stuff and all this craziness, he had no idea, no do I, what he was saying. No, the ladies, it's like these people are so far out into these electronic visual aids like television, radio, that they even speak like the television, like, yes, exactly, it's like repeating. So I wanted to do an experiment, and as I received my food, I turned to him and say, "How are you, sir? You look a little stressed out. Are you all right?" I wanted to make him jump, and he looked at me like, "What are you talking to me about?" So I asked him, "Is it okay if I ask you a question?" Normally I ask if he knows 3 plus 3 multiply by 3 plus 3. No one ever knows that, and that is freaking 3rd grade. I asked him, "What race are you?" And he looked at me like, "White?" And I say, "So you call yourself white? Are you belong to a white race?" And he couldn't figure it out. He knew that something was coming, but he could not figure out what. He say, "Yes, I'm white." And I say, "Do you know that white is a beautiful color?" The sun shine on it and repel radiation, so everything will stay cooler a few degrees if it's painted white. Also, my mustache is like gray, close to white. But sir, it's only one race on this planet, and that is the human race. White is not a color defining a nation. White is not a color naming a race, nor an ethnic group. White is not a biology. White is just that, a beautiful color. So, sir, I hate to bring you the news and break your bubble, and this might stress you even further, but you are not white. And he looked at me like, what am I going to say to this guy? And then I follow up, oh, by the way, you are not American. And I start walking away, and of course I always look back just in case somebody hit me in the head, and I left the building. That is where we are, where a guy that he's ignorant, calling himself a color, is trying to attack these women feeding us because they ran out of fried chicken in the love in Polk County. They ran out of fried chicken. They do not have any food. So I have to get me a pizza. Now I'm not making this thing up. I have the pizza right there. That is how crazy we have. And who is doing this? The information technologies. I don't know if the information technologies are pressure the politician. They are controlling the politician. But as I say before all this started, I already explained how the United States of America work. Is the money goes from the industrialists to the politicians to the information technologies to control us. That is how the money flows. So follow the money. Who is responsible for the breakdown of the United States of America identity? Who is responsible? Is it me? Or is it the English, the BBC? They keep calling you black and white and black and white and black and white and black and white. And they forgot all about who created this country, who fought the English in 1875 to all the way to what, 1783. People don't realize the Davy Governor Burnett did not born in the United States of America. The United States of America did not become the United States of America until 1791. People. And they hear who is, we are being had. And you guys are there on TV repeating like the Sean Hannity and the Rush Limbaugh and all these people. They are the enemies because they are dividing us. They are representing parties, private parties. They do not have the interest of me. They want to bring them the food, the electricity. They want to serve them the food. They create the food that we eat. The policeman, because don't blame the policemen. No, even if all this started with the police brutality. Listen, the cities spend tremendous amount of effort to train these policemen, especially in the city where I live, Harris County. The Harris County police are the most amazing people that I ever met. Intelligent, young, strong, with families, amazing families. So do not blame the policeman. The policemen receive training every single year from the police academy to the day they retire. So what makes a policeman beat the shit out of you? Well, that's conditioning. And who is conditioning them? It's not the academy. It's not the government, the local government. No, it's the television that is telling them that they are white and I am black. And Hollywood showing police brutality every single day. And now Hollywood have become a place where the United States of America actors and actresses cannot find a job. And I can guarantee you that you cannot make a movie in England and call yourself OO7. They can become Superman, but you can never become the OO7. You can never play Dixie in England. It's a matter of fact that during World War II, they completely banned all the music from the United States of America. So we fighting for them, and we cannot play Dixie. I'm not making this thing up. Go and check it out. I'd never lie to you. But I do point out that whatever we do, we cannot allow bullets to fly in between each other. So I ask the FBI, the CIA, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice to start cleaning house and to start investigating who this Bloomberg and Rupert Murdoch and all the rest of the CEO of these large international corporations. What is their goal? Why they dividing us? Why they calling us colors? Why they color coding us? We need to find that out. We need to find out why they attacking the President of the United States of America. I do not like the guy, but no one should be attacking the President of the United States of America for no reason. Censor him. We should not do that. The FBI and all these institutions that we have, the local police, the state police, you know, the intelligence agencies that we have in the United States of America, we need to check on these people. What is their goal? And we, the people of the United States of America, need to get together from this point on and figure out a way to create an identity of ourselves. We've been looking for that identity, and the English keep destroying us. We need to unite the United States of America. We need to create the 51st State of the Union, the state of Oceania. Bring all these millions of people into our nation, to our nation. I can rant and I can rant and I can rant for hours. But remember that the beginning for me was when Mr. Rush Limbaugh said that the Romans were not Romans. That the Romans from Rome were not Romans. Then that awakened me. I said, why this guy is saying this to me? Where the symbols of the United States, where the facets is protecting the flag of the United States of America, and the águila is right beside it, and the clock for eternity is marking time over the flag of the United States of America in the House of Representatives, where the first thing you see as you walk into the capital of the United States of America is a facet over an eagle. Yes, we are Romans. We are the United States of America. That is what our founding fathers created. And our founding fathers were Romans. Our very capital is named District of Colombia, named after Cristobal Colon. So why are we losing that identity? Why my name is not on the street where it should be? We need to recognize that. We need to regain that that identity, and it's up to us to regain it. And we need to influence the world in a positive way, not just selling crap to others and dividing others and attacking others, like attacking countries in America, like Venezuela and Colombia and Panama, and trying to destabilize government for no reason whatsoever. Is no reason. The only reason is the English will win. the enemies of the United States of America will win. We now being destabilized ourselves. That is what is happening. We've been destabilized. We've been completely destabilized. So whatever technique that we learn to use on others, they right now on this right moment they are being utilized against us. So let me finish my rant. And the only thing that I can tell you is, you are not an American. America is a continent, a continuous land mass from the North Pole to the South Pole. The English cartographers call it North, Central, and South. But the cartographers who actually discover it and name it first call it America, one single continent. That is why you are not an American. The Haitians are American too. The Brazilians, the Argentines, the Canadians, the United States of Mexico. That is something else. You are not US. You are not US. No. We have the United States of Mexico. That is a country. You are not white. White is not a national origin. White is not a race. White is not an ethnic group. White is just a color. You are not black. Black is just a color. You are not brown. Brown is just a color. I see a lot of people calling themselves African American, African American, African American, because they've been conditioned by the English to call themselves African American. If you start calling yourself African American, you just lost the war. Not the battle, the war. Because you calling yourself African American, you defending an identity that does not exist. You are not an African. Not an American. I just explained to you why you are not an American. I'm gonna explain to you why you are not an African. You are not an African because you were born, you reproduce, and you will die in the United States of America. So never call yourself an African American. Somebody call you an African American, you tell them, hey man, go and clean your house, okay? Do something else. I am not an African American. This is my land. This is where I was born. This is where my kids are going to be born. And this is where I'm going to be buried. I am a United States of America national. So you tell them just like that. That is the reason why you are not an African American. When they call you, you are a Republican, or you are a Democrat, or you are a communist, or whatever political party, you tell them, hey, I do not pay dues to a private party. I do not belong to any private party. Because if you believe that you are a Republican or a Democrat and you have never paid a cent into a party, guess what? You are not. You think you are, but you're not. They're laughing at you. They are laughing at you. They're conditioning you so you can follow them. So that is how we can fix the United States of America. Becoming ourselves. Fighting the English. The conditioning. Remember Esteban Rodriguez Miro. Remember Francisco Miranda. Remember Bernardo Conde de Galvez. Remembering Marquez de Lafayette. Remember the first president of the United States of America, George Washington. These people fought for America. They threw America, the continent, and created the United States of America so they can join more states into it. So let's do that. Let's create more states. Let's expand the United States of America and accept the entire planet into our government and create something that the humanity never have seen. A just planet for all of us without conditioning, protecting our languages, protecting our identities, protecting our ethnic groups, protecting our biology, protecting the planet, because we already know that we can go interstellar. We already have proven that we can get into the cosmos. So let's do that. Let's forget about this nonsense on Earth that we can solve actually very easily, and look outside, a place that we must go or we will disappear as a species. Well, saludos to the United States of America.